For the first time in history, a machine carrying a man raised itself by its own power in independent flight. 12 seconds. A distance shorter than the wingspan of a modern airliner, but a leap across millennia.
Observation turned into a deadly ballet of energy management, where bleeding speed means losing the initiative. 4 engines became a relic of the past. Advanced computer reliability allowed twin-engine planes to cross oceans safely, maximizing airline efficiency.
The Boeing 747. It was so large it required an entirely new category of airport infrastructure, slashing ticket prices by half.
For millennia, the sky was a forbidden realm, a boundary written in iron laws of gravity. Countless bold dreamers leaped into the abyss, paying the ultimate price with their lives. Genius minds sketched solutions, yet the fundamental mathematics of flight remained hidden. In 1783, hot air lifted us off the ground, but we were mere passengers to the wind, not its masters. Steam engines were too heavy. Every early mechanical prototype ended in catastrophic failure, but static wings couldn't adapt. Gravity claimed another martyr of the sky. Before her death, she left a warning. Sacrifices must be made. Humanity needed a complete shift in thinking, a way to control balance, not just lift. The wind was unpredictable, a chaotic beast that refused to be tamed. Until 2 brothers from Ohio built their own controlled storm to study the laws of lift. Airships were steering, but they were massive, fragile, and bound by gas. Time was running out. The world was on the brink of an aviation breakthrough. Hundreds failed, burning their life work in sheer frustration. Every tether holding us to safety had to be cut. Nature held the perfect design code. It was time for human hands to replicate it. Observation turned into an obsession. The public laughed. They claimed humans would not fly for 1,000,000 years. They were wrong. History was about to be rewritten in a bicycle shop. December 1903. A desolate strip of sand in North Carolina became the center of human destiny. 2 brothers, bicycle mechanics with no formal engineering degrees, solved what geniuses could not. They built their own engine, light enough to lift, powerful enough to break the boundary. Their secret wasn't just power, it was control. The revolutionary concept of wing warping. Orville lay flat on the lower wing, one hand on the lever, his life balancing on a fragile wooden frame. 12 seconds. A distance shorter than the wingspan of a modern airliner, but a leap across millennia. For the first time in history, a machine carrying a man raised itself by its own power in independent flight. The news spread slowly. The world was too blind to realize that the distance between continents had just shrunk. When Wilbur brought the machine to Europe, skepticism turned into instant hysteria. Human flight was real. But innocence was short-lived. Empires immediately saw the ultimate weapon of war. The sky, once a dream of freedom, was about to become a theater of industrial slaughter. World War I accelerated aviation technology at a terrifying, bloody pace. Engines grew stronger. Airframes became deadlier. The era of the dogfight had arrived. Knights of the air fell by the thousands, proving that the sky now belonged to the machine with the highest ceiling. Pilots pushed their machines to the absolute breaking point, discovering the laws of aerodynamics through survival. When the guns fell silent in 1918, thousands of surplus aircraft and veteran pilots found themselves without a mission. They turned to the mail. Airmail pilots became the new pioneers, risking death daily to connect cities. No radar, no radio navigation, only a compass, a watch, and raw human courage against the elements. Every flight was a gamble with gravity. But the infrastructure of global aviation was being forged in these failures. The world was finally ready for the next giant leap: the elimination of oceans as a barrier.
33 hours of absolute solitude. No front window. Just a periscope and a dream of Paris.
Hallucinations haunted him over the dark water. Sleep was the ultimate predator. The ocean was an unforgiving void. One mechanical glitch meant an unmarked grave. He made it! Paris erupted. Lindbergh didn't just cross an ocean, he united two worlds. Enter the Douglas DC-3, the plane that finally made commercial aviation profitable without government mail subsidies. Flight was no longer an adventure for daredevils. It was becoming the ultimate luxury for the global elite. For long-range ocean travel, the oceans themselves became the runways. The legendary flying boats were born. They were flying hotels, crossing the Pacific with unmatched opulence, bridging San Francisco to Hong Kong. But the golden age of luxury was shattered by a new philosophy of war: blitzkrieg. Air power was now the tip of the spear. The Battle of Britain, a conflict fought not on soil, but in the stratosphere, deciding the fate of empires. Speed became the absolute currency of survival. Propellers were reaching their physical limits. Strategic bombing transformed entire nations into front lines. Total war now had wings. Aviation had achieved total destructive dominance. But behind closed laboratory doors, a silent propulsion revolution was happening. No propellers, just raw thrust. Hans von Ohain and Frank Whittle were rewriting the laws of speed. The jet age arrived too late to change the war, but it permanently altered the trajectory of human transport. August 1945, an airplane delivered the ultimate weapon, ending the war and thrusting humanity into a tense new geopolitical reality. The war was over. The race for absolute speed, altitude, and the invisible barrier of sound was about to begin. The 1950s brought the de Havilland Comet, the world's first commercial jetliner. Flying was but pioneering comes with a dark price. Mysterious mid-air disintegrations forced engineers into a terrifying discovery: metal fatigue. Square windows accumulated fatal stress at the corners under repeated cabin pressurization. From that tragedy, windows became forever round. Boeing seized the moment. The 707 swept the wings, moved the engines into pods, and truly democratized global air travel. The jet-set era was born. Continents were no longer days apart. They were separated by mere hours.
October 1947. Breaking through the transonic zone where air molecules accumulate like a solid stone wall.
The controls froze. The plane shook as if it were tearing apart. Many believed the sound barrier was a physical impossibility. Then, a boom. The air smoothed out. Man had outrun his own sound, entering a new frontier of aerodynamics. By the late 1960s, travel demand exploded. The solution required a machine of unprecedented scale, the Queen of the Skies.
Boeing 747. It was so large it required an entirely new category of airport infrastructure, slashing ticket prices by half.
While America built big, Europe built fast. The Concorde. Crossing the Atlantic in under 3 hours, passengers could watch the sun rise in the west, outrunning time itself at 60,000 feet.
It was the pinnacle of elite luxury aviation. But high maintenance costs, sonic booms, and extreme fuel consumption made it an evolutionary dead end.
Ballooning passenger numbers required a complete shift from raw mechanics to digital management. Computers were taking the controls. Fly-by-wire transformed pilots from physical operators into systems managers, preventing human errors through code.
Four engines became a relic of the past. Advanced computer reliability allowed twin-engine planes to cross oceans safely, maximizing airline efficiency.
The ultimate monument to hub-to-hub travel, the Airbus A380, a flying cruise ship designed to carry 800 souls at once. Scale surrendered to efficiency. Aluminum gave way to carbon fiber composites. Materials engineered at the molecular level. Lighter, more fuel efficient, able to connect any two cities on Earth directly, bypassing massive hubs and redefining the geography of human connection. The 21st century brought a new crisis. Aviation, the engine of global economy, faced its toughest opponent, its own carbon footprint. The search for zero emissions. Hydrogen energy is no longer science fiction, it is the next chemical frontier for long-haul flight. Zero carbon. The only exhaust bypass of a pure hydrogen engine is water vapor, returning the sky to its natural balance.
New physics require new shapes. The blended wing-body design eliminates the traditional tube fuselage.
Traditional windows will disappear for structural strength. In their place, ultra-high-definition digital walls.
Urban air mobility. The sky is expanding downward, moving daily city commutes into the third dimension to eliminate gridlock below.
Distributed electric propulsion. By utilizing dozens of micromotors instead of massive heavy engines, aircraft become safer, quieter, and radically simpler.
The ultimate bottleneck remains energy density. The race for solid-state batteries is the race for true regional electric flight.
Atmospheric satellites. Solar-powered drones designed to stay airborne for years at a time, providing global internet connectivity to the most remote corners of Earth.
Biomimicry code. Flexible, morphing wings that feel the air.
Hypersonic flight, re-engineering scramjets to travel at 5 times the speed of sound, making any 2 points on the globe accessible in under 2 hours.
Autonomous flight. Artificial intelligence will manage complex airspace grids, reacting to turbulence and microbursts faster than human synapses can process. The human desire to explore, to connect, and to transcend boundaries remains completely unchanged. Sustainable aviation fuel, derived from organic waste, bridges the gap between old airframes and a zero-carbon future. The ultimate destination of aviation engineering is invisibility. Machines so quiet and clean that they blend seamlessly into the biosphere. Atmosphere is no longer the final ceiling. The boundary between aviation and aerospace is permanently dissolving. Point-to-point suborbital travel will soon carry us through the edge of space, turning international travel into a cosmic hop.
From Kitty Hawk to the cosmos, the journey of flight is the ultimate testament to human ingenuity.
Every generation built on the sacrifices of the last, proving that no law of physics can permanently cage the human spirit. Behind every successful flight lies an endless cycle of invisible testing. The wind tunnel is where theory meets reality.
Boundary layer control. Engineers spend years fighting the invisible microturbulence that converts fuel into pure drag.
Digital wind tunnels. Supercomputers now calculate millions of aerodynamic equations per second before a single piece of metal is cut.
The search for lighter materials is a battle fought at the atomic scale, demanding strength without weight.
Titanium honeycomb core structures, replicating the internal structure of bird bones to create airframes that are light enough to fly, yet strong enough to survive supersonic forces. Making the airframe. Carbon fiber sheets must be cured under immense heat and pressure inside massive autoclaves to achieve their final diamond-like rigidity. Zero defects. Non-destructive ultrasonic testing ensures that hidden internal delaminations cannot cause a catastrophic structural failure in mid-air. The ultimate destruction test. Wings are deliberately bent until they literally explode, ensuring they can withstand forces far beyond any natural turbulence.
Finding the absolute breaking point in the lab is what keeps 30,000 flights safe in the sky every single day.
A heart of power, single crystal turbine blades, grown as a single metallic crystal to prevent grain boundary failures under extreme centrifugal stress. Surviving the inferno. Ceramic coatings allow turbine blades to operate in temperatures hotter than the melting point of the metal itself.
Test cell. Engines are subjected to freezing ice ingestion, volcanic ash simulations, and explosive blade-out tests before certification. The bird strike test, ensuring that an accidental wildlife encounter cannot cause an uncontained engine explosion, protecting passenger cabins.
Pull up.
Human-machine interface. Simulators train pilots for the 1-in-a-million failure scenario, turning panic into pure muscle memory.
Every air disaster investigation is a solemn promise to the future. We learn from the wreckage to ensure it never happens again. Aviation safety is an ongoing daily discipline, maintained by millions of mechanics who sign their names behind every bolt. An invisible ballet. Millions of passengers are guided safely across a global network by a complex web of technology and human focus. The magic of flight never truly fades. What once cost human martyrs their life is now a routine journey available to anyone. We are the descendants of dreamers who refused to stay on the ground. Their courage rewrote human geography forever. The journey that started on a North Carolina sand dune continues onward, pushing our civilization toward the evolution of aerial warfare began with the raw, mechanical roar of piston engines, fighting for every inch of sky. Then came the jet age. Sweeping the wings and removing propellers pushed combat speeds close to the speed of sound. Power shifted to the oceans. Moving supersonic air power onto floating fortresses required engineering of unprecedented violence. In the combat cockpit, decisions are measured in milliseconds. Survival means forcing the machine to its absolute limits. Close air support transformed the battlefield, providing a devastating umbrella of firepower from the sky.
Observation turned into a deadly ballet of energy management, where bleeding speed means losing the initiative.
The modern era introduced the ghost machines. Stealth technology rewrote tactics, striking targets before the enemy even appears on radar.
Bringing these high-speed weapon systems back to Earth requires immense braking kinetic force, neutralizing physics on the
Canvas biplanes to fifth-generation stealth marvels. Air dominance remains the ultimate shield of modern nations. Modern commercial aviation operates as a hyper-efficient global machine, managed by architectural marvels that handle millions of souls daily. The engineering of modern turbofans focuses on a single absolute goal: maximizing fuel efficiency while radically reducing acoustic signature. Defying weight. Advanced composite materials allow giant structures to lift off effortlessly, turning massive physical mass into pure aerodynamic grace.
Cruising at 35,000 feet. Above the weather, modern airliners achieve an era of unprecedented safety and smooth stability.
An invisible web of data. Advanced automation and human focus manage dense airspace grids, ensuring thousands of safe separations every hour.
Behind the passenger view lies a segment with total precision, connecting cultures. Twin-engine extended-range operations have made the furthest corners of our planet accessible directly, rewriting global geography.
Instrument landing systems guide airframes through absolute blindness, transforming extreme weather into a routine mathematical approach.
Touchdown. The violent transition from flight to groundbreaking is handled automatically by advanced anti-skid computers and reverse thrust mechanics.
The journey concludes. What was once an impossible dream for ancient ancestors has become the quiet, routine baseline